What's up guys, Jay Walia here and welcome to yet another installment of Cigar Malaysia video reviews. I know it's been quite a while, but don't worry, we are back. And today we are in the lovely walk-in humidor at Ansar KL in the Cigar Malaysia lounge. Today I'm about to review the highly revered, very special Ramon Allones Specially Selected. So let's check it out. Just under 5 inches long with a 50 ring gauge. Now this cigar of course features tobacco from Cuba, filler, wrapper and binder from Cuba itself. And you know, as you can see, the wrapper is a little rough looking, but don't let that, you know, distract you. We never know with the flavor profile as well. It's got a well enough done packed foot right there. The classic Ramon Allones band and a well applied triple cap, typical of Cuban cigars. Alright, so we're gonna get this cut up. Alright, great cut there. I'm gonna light the cigar and I'll be back with the tasting notes of the Ramon Allones Specially Selected. Now I'm gonna light the cigar and just tell you a little bit about the history behind the Ramon Allones. Now Ramon Allones was actually started out by two brothers, Ramon and Antonio Allones, quite a while back ago. And here's what happened. So this Antonio Allones is of no relation at all to the guy that founded the El Rey del Mundo cigar. So it's two different people altogether. So anyway, the namesake of the cigar was one of the brothers, Ramon Allones. Now, it's quite a pioneering brand because it was said that the Ramon Allones house was the first one to utilize colorful dress boxes, the boxes that we see today, you know. So if you notice, the Ramon Allones box is really bright and green, you know. They were the first to do that. Also, they were the first to package cigars in the 898 format in a box of 25. And finally, and although this is disputed, they are said to be one of the first brands, or the first brand, to put bands on cigars. So you're looking at a band from the first house to do it actually. So you know, quite a lot of milestones there. But the Ramon Allones family didn't hold on to the company for long because it was later on bought by the Cifuentes family. Now if that name sounds familiar, they run and own Partagas, which until today the Ramon Allones cigar is produced in the Partagas factory in Cuba itself. So you know, I'm expecting some very heavy bodied flavors, you know, akin to a Partagas, but it is said that the Specially Selected, as its name suggests, has got a very special flavor profile. So I'm gonna get to smoking this and I'll be back with the tasting notes of the Ramon Allones Specially Selected. Stay tuned. Alright, so we are smoking into the Ramon Allones Specially Selected here, and as you can see, the burn line's a little off. Now, one of the characteristics of the Ramon Allones Specially Selected is it often has a need to be aged beforehand, and this cigar has about 1 year of age on it, but typically, you know, most folks like to have their Specially Selected with at least 3 years of age on it. So you know, I'm going into this well aware of that fact. So don't worry about the burn line. The ash looks beautiful on this, but you know, some of the flavors that I'm getting, you know, very early on, you're getting a lot of a very heavy woody presence on the palate itself, but you're also getting very nice intermittent flavors of sweetness, almost akin to a woody sweetness like cinnamon or even the sweet tobacco sweetness as well, but it's intermittent, it's not throughout the smoking experience so far. Also a very unique characteristic of the Ramon Allones flavor profile, it's an almost dusty flavor profile. Think sawdust, you know, think just dust in general, dry earth. You get a very drying effect on your mouth. So it's a very unique experience and one that I've only had with the Ramon Allones Specially Selected. So I'm going to continue smoking this and I'll return with more tasting notes. Well into the second third of the Ramon Allones Specially Selected, and you know, you're getting an evolution of the flavor profile right now because one of the characteristic flavors of the Ramon Allones is coming to the fore, and you're getting a very nice tangy citrus note, but not so much like orange juice, but we're talking about more akin to orange peel. So there's a slight bitter note to it to end on the finish as well, you know. Loads and loads of flavor, you're still getting that woody core, you're still getting intermittent sweetness, but you're also getting, like I mentioned, you know, this tangy note, this citrus note that's coming to the fore. The smoke is not thick, it's actually very wispy smoke, but there is some sort of creaminess on the palate, so make what you want of that, but it is a very nice flavor, I must say. Now, one caveat I must put out there about the Ramon Allones Specially Selected: they tend to not be the prettiest looking of cigars, but they deliver full on flavor. So, don't let the look of the cigar throw you off too much, The flavors right now have been very consistent. It's not very strong yet, the cigar, but I expect it to build in flavor as we progress. So I'll be back with more tasting notes. The flavor profiles in the final third, as expected, have really ramped up in flavor. You're getting a lot more of stronger body flavors on the palate, more alike of the spice that you associate with Partagas usually, and that's one of the characteristics of the Ramon Allones as well. So you're getting a nice waft of white pepper on the palate. It's not too overpowering, so don't worry about that. But one of the most, I guess one of the things that really took me aback was that you're getting a very strong citrus note at the final third. It is very, very noticeable, and it's very unique because I've never actually had a cigar that gave me that much of citrus flavor profile on the palate, You're getting a lot of cream as well, but the smoke is still very wispy and thin. A very slight coffee finish, but I would imagine with a bit more age on the cigar, the coffee flavor profile will be a lot more pronounced. The conclusion that you can draw with the Ramon Allones Specially Selected is it starts out very woody, very sweet, and as it moves on to the second third, you're getting a lot more of the orange peel sort of flavor notes in it, with a lot of cream as well. And finally, you are greeted with a whole load of citrus flavor. Not so much of orange peel, but just tangerines, grapefruits, the like of that. It's very tangy actually on the flavor, on the palate. And you're greeted with a stronger sensation of cream on the palate as well. And finally, the slight coffee finish. There's also a bit of youth that is starting to show on the cigar. You get slightly sort of that minty flavor, that almost menthol-like flavor on the palate, but that's all just down to the youth of the cigar, nothing against the cigar itself. So there you go, the Ramon Allones Specially Selected. I can see why this is a firm favorite for a lot of the connoisseurs out there, because it's not something I'll recommend for the beginner smoker, but it's something more of for the advanced smoker, for you to really enjoy the sensations of the cigar. I had a really good time with the Ramon Allones Specially Selected, and if you guys want to get hold of a stick, you can find it right here at Cigar Malaysia. That's all for now from me, Jay Walia. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, stay smoky and enjoy your smokes.